KTSM 9 News Today starts right now.
Good morning, El Paso. I'm Tricia Martinez. Welcome to KTSM 9 News Today.
Hi, I'm Mike Martinez. Good morning. You probably noticed that it looks a little different this morning. That's because things are going to be a little different starting today. So we'll get more into that. But I got to tell you right off the bat, I did not have host TV show on my 2025 Life Bingo card.
No, I didn't either.
I'll tell you what.
I know.
Okay, but, we'll get more into that. But first, though, we're going to check today's headlines. Let's kick it out to the newsroom. Ian Roth.
All right, Mike and Trish, good to see you both. Thanks for joining me here on KTSM 9 News Today. Like you guys said, we're going to talk all about that in just a little bit. But first, we got to take a look at your morning headlines. Sun Metro is looking at making some major changes to its network and routes next summer. Today, El Paso City Council is hearing a presentation to discuss Sun Metro's planned system route restructuring plan that is slated to be implemented in June of 2026. Under the plan, 13 routes would be eliminated, bringing the total number of Sun Metro routes from 52 to 39. According to the presentation, the goal of that plan is to simplify service, increase frequency of buses, improve connections, reduce travel times, and create a foundation for growth and future development. We have more on that story over at KTSM.com. Advocates against food insecurity coming together to discuss what they call a years-long issue in the community. Advocates say Texas is the state with the highest rate of food insecurity in the nation, with El Paso being double the rate of the state. That's all according to a presentation on hunger in the borderland given by Warren Goodall, the executive director for the Kelly Center for Hunger Relief. He gave the presentation during the El Paso City Council regularly scheduled work session on Monday. Now, according to that presentation, the U.S. has a 12.8% rate of food insecurity. Texas at 17.6%, and El Paso sits at 35%.
It's not a problem that happened yesterday. It's not a problem that happened because of COVID. It's not a problem that's happening because the government is cutting social services. It's a problem that's been consistent in our community for many, many years. So I encourage them to take a look at why. Why is El Paso having food insecurity at twice the rate of Texas, with Texas being the worst state in the country for food insecurity?
Well, according to the presentation, people who experience food insecurity are more likely to experience malnutrition and chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. A 29-year-old man has been arrested after allegedly firing shots at a bar in central El Paso. According to police, 29-year-old Armando Estrada Jr. is being charged with deadly conduct, aggravated assault. This after investigators learned that Estrada had been in a fight at the Incredibles bar on Alabama Street and while leaving it, allegedly shot at the business. This happened in late November. Police say no one was injured in that incident, but he was booked on a $5,000 bond. New Mexico State University police have identified a man killed in a pedestrian crash near NMSU this past Saturday morning. Police say 32-year-old Julio Caro of Doña Ana County was run over near Choya Road in Treviz near the campus. State police say at this time there are no criminal charges pending against the driver of the vehicle, who did stay at the scene and is cooperating with authorities. New Mexico State Police have also identified the two people who were killed in a plane crash in Alamogordo last week. According to the U.S. Air Force, that plane left its airport around 11:30 in the morning last Wednesday. The plane was scheduled to return within the hour, and when the aircraft failed to arrive, it was reported missing. On Thursday, that aircraft was found near Alamogordo, and the two people on board were confirmed dead at the scene. New Mexico State Police have identified them as 73-year-old Ralph Guerin and 40-year-old Patrick Chung. The National Transportation Safety Board is now handling the investigation. And funeral services for El Paso icon Estine Davis are set. Davis died back on November 10th at 92 years old. Davis owned a barbershop for over 70 years and was one of the first black women to own and operate her own business here in El Paso. Visitation will be this Thursday, December 4th from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Mount Zion Baptist Church on Wyoming Avenue. And a celebration of life will be held Friday at 9:30 a.m. at Mount Zion Baptist Church as well. Following that funeral service, she will be laid to rest at Rest Lawn Memorial Park at 12:30 p.m. And of course, you can always stay up to date with our latest stories and all the latest weather conditions on our free KTSM 9 News app. All right, let's get a look at what's happening outside this morning. Things are looking pretty chilly here in El Paso. A lot of folks probably down below 40 degrees this morning. I'm talking about those of you over on the west side and out towards Tornillo and Horizon City and those areas. But 40 degrees right now over at the airport. Those winds just cool and very light at 8 miles an hour coming out of the north this morning. Definitely going to need a jacket if you're stepping outside the house in El Paso today. 32 degrees up in Las Cruces, right at the freezing mark. They've had a couple of days now, today and yesterday, to kick off the week up there in New Mexico, down at the freezing mark. Fortunately, there are no breezes up there in Las Cruces this morning, which is good news. It just gets worse, right? Once it gets down to 32, and then you got to deal with the wind. It's always the wind that gets me. I'm never bad to it, never do too bad at the cold, but I definitely do bad with the wind. We'll have a look at what's happening around the region coming up in just a little bit. But let's take a look at what's happening out on the roads before you step out the house this morning and get in the car and go see what's going on. Things looking very good right now around the region with our traffic flow map. You can see all those major thoroughfares green and running good. Over here on the west side, things are quiet. And not too many folks out on the roadway at all. I-10 in Mesa looks basically like a ghost town. I-10 Buena Vista moving good, and so is I-10 and Asarco. Over near downtown, things looking good as well. This is a look at what you can expect if you are headed out here at 5 after 5 towards downtown and South El Paso. Both areas looking good, at least for that El Paso Street Bridge. Things looking not too busy either getting into El Paso on this work day Tuesday. Boy, it stinks getting back to work, doesn't it, after such a nice vacation? But that's where we are at. We got to do it. Okay, let's take a look at some others of our TxDOT traffic cameras around the area. Here's I-10 and Airway out there on the east side. Things looking good right now around that area. Not too many people heading eastbound or westbound this morning. Things looking good at I-10 and Reynolds as well. Pretty quiet over near the Spaghetti Bowl. Of course, it is only 5 after 5. We haven't even touched the beginning of the morning commute yet, though. You can see there are some people out there, but it's mostly truckers out there in Far East El Paso at I-10 and Joe Battle. Should be okay to go out the house this morning. Just make sure you're wearing a jacket. It is chilly. Maybe start that car before you get out there as well. Oof, it is going to be a cold one this morning. All right. Mike and Trish going to send it back to you and join you here in a little bit. Good to see you guys.
Thanks, Ian. Okay, so right now you're probably watching us, kind of scrolling on your phone. You know, rage bait?
Yeah.
Yeah, those videos that just
Yes,
really make you
right.
angry.
Or comments.
Okay, so it turns out rage bait, it's the word of the year. So we'll explain what it is, why it was chosen, and why we can't seem to stop watching it.
We're easy, aren't we?
We are easy. We're so easy. That and tacos. That's coming up in 3 on KTSM 9 News Today.
Find out more.
Ready to make a fun meal for your family? Start with some Cheetos Puffs and cooked ground beef. Now add in 2 cans of diced tomatoes and some pickled chips. Add in 1 block.
That
Okay.
woman
Okay.
is making just an inexplicable meal. Welcome back to KTSM 9 News
Mini
Today.
tomatoes
kinda
and Russian
delicious,
red
though,
dressing.
doesn't it? I
Don't
mean,
forget the
like,
pickle
I'm
chips.
interested,
No,
you
no, no,
know?
no, no.
Grab yourself a
Okay,
big
so
scoop,
here's what rage bait
take
is.
a bite,
It's the
and
word of the year.
enjoy.
It's Oxford
Hamburger
Dictionary
Helper got nothing on
word
me.
of the
You gotta
year,
try it.
and we just
Ready to
can't
make a
stop
fun
watching
meal
it.
for
Like,
your family?
millions
Start
of
with some
people
Cheetos Puffs
watch
and cooked
thousands
ground
and
beef.
thousands of
Now
rage
add
bait
in
accounts,
2 cans
and
of diced
basically
tomatoes
it's just
and some
content online that's deliberately supposed to get you mad or frustrated.
Okay.
And people just can't stop watching this
Now,
stuff.
are they watching it because they're buying into this rage bait video?
No.
Or they're watching it just because they're in on the joke?
Yeah, it's basically you're in on the joke,
I
and it's
see.
it's
Okay.
people say, why would you pour milk on Cheetos like that
Exactly.
woman?
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
Like-
nobody cooks like that.
For example, you're watching, Channel 9 News Today right now thinking, well, are you guys rage bait?
I don't know.
Is that what they're doing this
We're
morning?
Not, we're not rage bait, but yeah, this is rage bait. So look at this mess. I mean, gross.
Yeah. I don't
come
know,
on.
man. I'm kind of into it.
No,
I'm kind of interested.
That's yucko bucko. Okay, so that's rage bait. That's the Oxford Dictionary word of the year. Some other words that were under consideration were aura farming. Oh, money bunny.
Okay.
Okay, that's where you cultivate a public image by presenting yourself in a way that subtly conveys an air of confidence, coolness, or that you have a mystique.
Okay. Well, isn't that all the internet?
Pretty
Isn't that what
much.
everybody does on
Pretty
the
much.
internet?
Aura farming. And then biohack is another word that was considered. And that is when you do things to optimize your health, like change your diet a little bit or, change your exercise routine, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But it can also mean things that go way too far, like when older people do blood or plasma transfusions
Okay.
from younger people
All right.
in order to up their longevity.
Like vampires.
Like vampires,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the 3 words.
Okay.
But rage bait, yeah, that's like all the rage on online. That's what people are watching tons and tons of. And it's makeup content
Yeah.
producers, and it's
Yeah.
food, and it's lifestyle.
I follow this one music one where they'll like show a picture of like the Monkees, the
Yeah.
band the Monkees, and
Yep.
they'll be like, the Rolling Stones had a big hit with Eleanor Rigby, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Well, I'm not falling for that again. All right. Well, look, you would think that the Super Bowl entertainment lineup starts with and ends with Bad Bunny,
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
That's my Bad Bunny
Got it,
impression.
got it.
I am the man of 1,000 voices. Bad Bunny, baby. But no, there is a pregame show, and the NFL announced who your pregame entertainment is going to be.
Oh.
And Ian Roth will have the details coming up in 3 minutes.
Ask Robert, sponsored by Truly Nolan Pest Control. This week's question comes from
Robert, how do you forecast the weather?
Excellent question. How do I forecast the weather? Well, as a meteorologist, I can promise you that no 2 meteorologists forecast the weather exactly the same way. So here's my style. First, I print up the current models. Second, I like to analyze the atmosphere graphically, looking at the layers over time, 9 days in fact. Next, I love the skew-T diagram because it shares with me information about moisture and instability. Finally, I sit back and I synthesize or think about all of this data. Most importantly, though, experience. Weather is not an exact science, and experience counts. Thanks for your question. Now that's science made simple.
This segment is sponsored by Truly Nolan.
Local.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 News today. So for me, sports ball, I don't really care. But let's talk entertainment at the Super Bowl. It's not just about Bad Bunny. Actually, Grammy winner Brandi Carlile is going to perform America the Beautiful, and R&B singer Coco Jones is going to be performing Lift Every Voice and Sing. That's not all you're going to be getting in the NFL Super Bowl pregame show. Charlie Puth is going to headline the pregame show with the singing of the national anthem. And then, of course, Bad Bunny is going to be on the field for the Super Bowl halftime show. That's going to be happening Sunday, February the 8th at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And, of course, you can catch it right here on KTSM.
I think the national anthem is probably the hardest one of all the pregame entertainment, doing the national anthem.
I often think about what I would do if I had to sing the national anthem. Which is never going to happen, by the way.
We could make it happen.
But when you're standing in the shower,
hey,
you can practice.
The Chihuahuas are always looking for anthem singers. We could make this happen.
They listen, AAA baseball's a big show. I don't think I'm ready for that sort of deal.
Hey, if they put us on TV, you're ready for that show.
Right.
Okay.
I often think I know the words to the national anthem. Like I know them. I go to you can sing them. But I feel like if I got out there, I would forget them.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel bad. Like when people forget the national anthem, I'm like, how could you not know? I'm like,
You'd have those SNL, cue cards.
We need the cue cards.
That's why I would rather do the halftime show than the national anthem.
At least it's your own song.
People
Absolutely.
are ruthless when it comes to the national anthem. Like nobody will ever top Whitney Houston as far as people are concerned.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, it really is.
To sing the national anthem.
But as long as you don't hold the note for 10 minutes or forget the words,
right?
I think you'll be okay.
Or pull a Fergie.
Yeah.
Like the bar for bad national anthems.
Remind me, what did Fergie do?
She was a mess.
She was at the NBA All-Star game a few years ago, remember?
And she was trying to jazz it up, or I don't know what she was trying to do. It was bad.
Oh, no,
and then who was the singer that sang it at the Major League Baseball All-Star game? Like
Roseanne Barr, the comedian? That was in the 80s.
That was a long time
ago.
But there was one that sang it recently, and it came out later that she was drunk or something.
Oh, no.
While she was singing it.
Oh, no.
Sort of like a bad look after the fact, but it was, I remember watching that game going, is this real?
Oh.
Speaking of the rage bait, is this rage bait?
Yeah.
Are they rage baiting the MLB All-Star game?
Honestly, drunk is the only way I could do it.
Truly.
All right, let's get a look at what's happening outside real quickly. Right now, around the region, things in many parts of the borderland down below the freezing mark, or at least near it. Fabens and Tornillo down at 35. Socorro and Horizon City at 37 this morning, 40 in El Paso. Definitely going to need the jacket if you're stepping out. And then I told you about that freezing mark. We are hitting it this morning. Chaparral and Mesquite down at 32 degrees this morning. Ooh. I can't remember if we hit 32 yesterday in the morning hours out in the desert yesterday. I don't think we did in many areas.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
Yesterday felt much colder than this morning.
It has definitely felt like it in these last couple of days. Okay, after the break, Trump administration standing by. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Our Washington correspondent Basil John is going to have a look at how some lawmakers are warning this could amount to a war crime. That's a pretty serious charge. All coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Más Las Cruces.
Hi, I'm Maya Thomas with the Parks and Recreation Department. We're excited to invite you to our annual tree lighting ceremony here at the Plaza de las Cruces on Saturday, December 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us for an evening filled with live entertainment, local food vendors, and activities for the whole family to enjoy. All leading up to Mayor Eric Enriquez lighting the city's Christmas tree at 7 p.m. to kick off the holiday season. Right after the event, head over to the Rio Grande Theater for a special showing of Irving Berlin's White Christmas starting at 8 p.m. Admission is free and everyone is invited. For more information, visit the City of Las Cruces website or follow us on social media. We can't wait to celebrate the season with you, and we'll see you there.
Más Las Cruces.
mattress.
Well, the Trump administration is standing by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth after a follow-up strike on a Venezuelan drug boat reportedly killed survivors. But some lawmakers warn that could amount to a war crime. Our Washington correspondent Basil John reports fears are also growing within the military.
The administration says it was legal, but lawmakers we spoke to say they are willing to take action if necessary. The White House is defending an operation headed up by Secretary Pete Hegseth, which involved strikes on a drug boat, saying the targeted boat belonged to a presidentially designated narco-terror group.
On September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes.
Hegseth posted on X defending Admiral Bradley. Levitt says the admiral acted within the law, calling the mission part of a broader push to stop fentanyl.
The president has a right to take them out if they are threatening the United States of America and if they are bringing illegal narcotics that are killing our citizens.
But Democrats say the administration lacks transparency and may have violated U.S. or international law.
U.S. forces have struck at least 20 alleged drug boats with zero independence evidence, no transparency, and no concrete legal justification.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer warns the U.S. could be dragged into a new conflict with Venezuela and says he'll force a war powers vote if strikes continue.
We intend to exert that authority should the need arise.
And inside the military, there's growing fear troops could face illegal orders after reports Hegseth told forces to, quote, kill everybody in a September boat strike. Democrats are demanding the Pentagon release tape of the strike, and some say Hegseth should leave his position.
He's either guilty of a war crime or murder. For the good of the country, he should step down.
The White House has not released the strike footage and says more operations against narco-terror networks are possible. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
All right, your time now is 5:28. Coming up, UTEP volleyball is all ready to show what the country, what they're made of. They're in the NCAA tournament. They're planning on making a pretty deep run. We'll hear from Coach Ben about the kind of energy he's hoping to bring to their matches this week.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 News today. Sports. Yeah, I don't really know anything about it. Thank goodness I have two male co-hosts who have some sort of knowledge about sports. Ian's got a lot of knowledge.
Ian, way more than I do.
And he's got a lot of details. So, Ian, tell us what's going on in sports.
Well, Mike and Trish, I will be happy to do that for you. We're going to start with the net rankings of the season, which dropped yesterday for NCAA basketball. Now, if you're wondering what they are, the net is a tool the NCAA men's basketball tournament selection committee uses to evaluate teams for March Madness, which is a long way away, but we got to get started now. It looks at wins and losses, who you played, where you played, and how well you scored. The rankings help decide who makes the NCAA tournament and how those teams are seeded. So, of course, the higher your ranking, the more the committee sees you as one of the stronger teams in the country. So let's look at where UTEP and New Mexico State fall on that list. Let's start with the Miners. They're in a really bad spot on the net rankings to start the season. UTEP ranked 312th out of 365 Division I teams. UTEP sits at 3-4, and their only wins have come against non-Division I opponents, while all 4 losses have come against Division I programs. Now, the Miners have dropped 4 of their last 5 games, but they'll look to bounce back next Sunday when they take on Seattle U on the road. But New Mexico State men's basketball is off to a hot start this season. The Aggies sit 70th in the net rankings and the highest of any Conference USA team. They're 6-0 and are one of just 25 Division I men's basketball programs still unbeaten headed into Week 5. Their next test comes today in Katy when they take on South Alabama. Tip-off is set for 5 p.m. and NMSU will look to keep their perfect streak alive. Well, here are the 22 unbeaten teams left in Division I women's basketball college, and UTEP is right in the thick of that. Head coach Keisha Adams has her squad off to one of the hottest starts in the country, rolling to a perfect 6-0 record to open up the 2025-26 season. UTEP off to its best start in 3 seasons, going 6-0 for the first time since 2022-23. 5 of those wins have come against Division I opponents. Scoring has been a strength for them, as UTEP is averaging 75 points per game and allowing just 59, putting both numbers inside the top 100 nationally ranked. But the Miners are really standing out on the boards. They rank 7th in the nation with 49 rebounds per game. So all in all, UTEP is playing some solid basketball early in the season and looking to keep it going.
We've got a really good nucleus of players back from last year, our seniors that are bringing, that veteran leadership and experience. And then I feel like we've been really clear about what our team's identity is, and we've worked really hard.
Trying not to get too high or too low, just trying to keep a level head and, just try to keep the momentum going. Obviously, we've gotten off to a good start, and so we just want to keep going and don't look back.
Well, the Miners are back in action on Wednesday night, and they'll look to stay perfect against Texas A&M. Corpus Christi at the Don Haskins Center. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. And UTEP volleyball back on the court for practice less than 24 hours after learning that they were headed to the NCAA tournament. The Miners found out on Sunday that they earned an at-large bid for the 2nd year in a row. As a 6th seed, UTEP will face North Carolina in the first round in Madison, Wisconsin. The Miners are heading back to the tournament, and they are ready to compete.
Just getting into the tournament last year was a breath of fresh air for us. We were excited to be able to do that for the first time in the history of our program. Now, this year's team and this program now kind of expected to play in this tournament throughout the season. I'm really proud of my staff and my group for being resilient, and we're going to have that same kind of resiliency going to play North Carolina. So we got our work cut out for us. They're big, long, and physical, and so we're gonna have to bring some El Paso thunder to be able to get by these guys.
Well, Miners depart for Madison today. The UTEP versus North Carolina match is on Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Boy, they really are turning into the real pride and joy of the borderland. That is a good team, and we love Coach Ben on KTSM 9 News today. What a good guy and a great team. Those girls are going to make us all proud, I'm sure. Let's take a quick look at the forecast this morning. This is a look at what we're seeing around the region. You're seeing a lot of 32s on that map. Deming, Las Cruces, Cloudcroft, all at freezing, but basically it draws a line west to east there. Above that line, going north, no one right now above freezing. How do you know it's December? This is how you know. 30 degrees in Silver City, 31 in Tier C, 28 up in Ruidoso this morning. It is chilly. But down here in El Paso, 40 degrees as we get our day started. Going to be a nice dry day today. Thursday, we're thinking about maybe seeing a little bit of precipitation, though our weather models are sort of weakening that storm in our area, and it'll most likely stay north. Worst case scenario, there might be a dusting of some snow up in the mountain regions, like I just mentioned, in Cloudcroft in Ruidoso, but looking like it'll be a little bit warmer today. Winds around 10 to 15 mile an hour stronger than what we saw yesterday, so definitely something to keep an eye on for today. Let's take a look at your traffic report real quickly and see what's happening around the region. This is a look at the Bridge of the Americas this morning, and what we're looking at down there looks like things are A-OK for the most part. Down in Central, Spaghetti Bowl moving along okay as well, as it usually does. It's only 5:35, which means things should be moving A-OK. All right, that's all I got from the studio. Let's send it back over to my friends Mike and Trish over there in the podcast studio. Mike, Trish, what's going on?
Thanks, Ian. Okay, so you only have 22 business days left in the rest of the year. 22 business days. And 60% of us, according to a recent report, don't take all of our vacation from work.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a reason why. And you're going to be completely surprised. And coming up in 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you why we can't seem to just relax and take some time off. I'll tell you about that coming up on the KTSM 9 News Today.
Yeah, there it is.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 News. Today there are only 22 business days left until the end of the year, and 60% of us don't take all of our work vacation. So there's this new study out that says about 1 in 4 of us feel more anxious about sending food back in a restaurant than we are about, asking for vacation than we are about sending food out in a restaurant. Yeah.
Really?
And me, I hate sending stuff back.
Yeah.
But 1 in 4 of us are like, I'd rather do that than ask my boss for vacation time. And about half of us feel guiltier leaving our pets at home than we would if we were leaving our kids up behind.
Well, I mean, the kids can fend for themselves,
Right?
I mean, they don't have to drink out of the toilet.
Exactly. So oddly, even though we don't use all of our vacation time, about half of us say we would give up food delivery services and alcohol to get 2 more weeks of vacation. I'm like, why? Is it going to take you that much
Yeah.
longer to ask for the vacation you don't use anyway?
They need the alcohol to ask for the vacation. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, it's very strange. And then 1 in 3 of us would give up social media and coffee, and 1 in 5 of us would give up TV just to get some more vacation time.
Wow.
I know. Now, here's the thing about Gen Zers and millennials. They say, well, I would take more time, but I need my mom to help me plan the vacation. You guys.
And plus, you need a job, guys,
I
first
know.
before you can ask for vacation time.
I know, right? Exactly.
You know, in our old life, in our old radio life, we had vacations down. Man, it was
Oh.
like a sport for us. Man, I would plan it out so I had I would turn like a 4-day vacation into 2 weeks.
You absolutely would.
It's an art, and if you need help, email me.
Yeah, Mike's
I'll
the
help
one
you
to
out.
do it. I mean, remember, you would take 2 weeks off at the end of the year.
I would.
You were like, peace.
Sometimes I could turn it into 3 weeks,
I know.
depending on when the holidays fell. I mean, it's an art form,
It
you
really
know.
is. It
But
really is.
I've never had a problem taking the vacations that I need to take.
But, oh, these millennials. Your mother does not need to make your dentist appointments, and she doesn't need to make your vacation plans.
Well, maybe the dentist appointments.
Oh, my
I don't have time to wait that long, to get somebody. All right, so let's talk Christmas, because Christmas is right around the corner. What are the classic Christmas movies that most people love, but you're like, no, thank you.
I know.
You hate them.
I know.
I know what it is for you as well, because it's probably the same one that it is for me, as is for most Americans. So coming up in 3 minutes, we'll run down the list, and I'll tell you why this movie may make you want to shoot your eye out. See what I did there?
I see what you
See
did
what
there.
I did there? You're watching KTSM 9 News Today.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 News Today. I'm Tricia Martinez. That's Mike Martinez. Ian Roth.
Ian Martinez.
Everything. I I know, right?
We should make you an official Martinez.
Yeah.
It's actually great that you guys have the same last name. It makes it easy on me.
No relation.
The name tags are really good. It makes it easy. Okay, so we're talking 'tis the season for Christmas movies on the networks. They're showing them all the time now, right? And I'm sure there are some that we're all going to sit down and we're going to watch, right? We're going to stop what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We're going to watch the TV. There are others you're just going to be like, hey, I'm good on that one.
Yep. Well, one of them, the top of the list of movies, classic Christmas movies that supposedly everybody digs, but really people secretly hate, is my least favorite Christmas movie of all time.
Please tell.
It's A Christmas Story.
Okay.
Hate that movie.
How are you on that one?
I'm all right with that one. I'll tell you one that people do hate on a lot that I will not stand for slander on this show for. It's the Polar Express. I will not take any Polar Express slander.
That's number 8 on the list.
I won't take any Polar Express slander on this show.
Yep.
Number
two is It's a Wonderful Life, but Polar Express, number 8.
Did Die Hard make the list? That's a different conversation.
You know, that's a different conversation.
Okay. I'll tell you one before we get to you, Mike, that I really, it's not that I hate, I just think it's really boring. I think a lot of people like. I'm not really sure what all the hype is about. Nightmare Before Christmas.
You know, I've seen it once,
and I'm
like,
into that one.
Yeah,
there's some people that love like that franchise, like the characters. They have a couple of those movies,
and that's
right?
like their thing, man. They totally dig it.
Boring.
I feel the same way about A Christmas Story as you do about Nightmare Before Christmas.
Just boring for you.
Yeah, it's like I don't hate it.
I hate it.
It just doesn't capture my interest.
So I was literally forced like 10 years ago. You're gonna sit down and watch this movie. I was like, who watches this? Why would you watch this? It's the dumbest movie ever.
Do they still they still do that 24-hour marathon on cable on this one? They do. Wow.
I don't have cable. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, same. I cut the cord, which is why I'm asking.
That's why I work here.
For a friend.
I wouldn't know what's going on in the world if I didn't work in news. That's why I'm here. I don't know. I'll tell you what. I've been reading, as you guys know. I'm a reader of internet stuff. A lot of people getting up in arms about Elf. People don't like Elf.
What?
I'm not going to stand for the slander on Elf either.
I love Elf.
I got your back on that one.
That's not going to happen in my lifetime.
Love Elf.
Elf might be top 5 Christmas movie ever made. I also think it's one of Will Ferrell's best movies.
I agree.
Like not just Christmas, like one of Will Ferrell's, maybe his best.
One of the few movies that he's ever made that I can stand. I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan in general.
Right.
But Elf, yeah, absolutely. That's a must watch.
And that one, I always forget how long that one is.
It is really long.
It's a long movie, isn't it?
It is. But how much do you cry after the dad starts? James Caan. First of all, James Caan, that's really the reason why I watched that movie.
It's a great cast.
James Caan,
My favorite part, call me Elf. One more time. Oh, I love that scene.
With what Peter Dinklage on the table.
Yes.
Oh
my God.
He's an angry elf.
Angry elf. Me and my cousins love the raccoon when he looks like you need a hug.
Yes.
Yeah. It's classic.
I love that.
Movie is a
love
classic,
that.
and I agree with Ian. Dare not slander that in front of us.
No,
we're not doing that here.
Okay, so coming up in 3 minutes, we're going to keep it Christmas. We're going to talk about the 12 days of Christmas. And did you know that they don't actually start until after Christmas?
I did not know.
And I'll tell you how much with the song, all the gifts and everything.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how much they're going to cost you this year coming up.
Good.
KTSM 9 News Today.
Looking for Piper's Piping.
Enter.
All right, let's take a look at your 9-hour forecast. This morning, things are going to be chilly if you're headed out the house real early. Still down into the 30s at 8 a.m. 39 degrees is what we're looking before we get into the mid-morning. 44 degrees at 9. Even by noon, we aren't going to be that warm, but we will get fairly warm towards the afternoon. 68,
nice.
Yeah, 68 degrees is nice. We'll take that, I think, for the beginning of December. And then as for what's happening for the rest of your week, Tuesday, that's today, 65 degrees on average, but we'll see highs of 68 in some places. 65 tomorrow. Still having a chance for some rain on Thursday, though those weather models are sort of drying out as more data comes in. So we're looking at less and less of a chance for rain here in El Paso. Usually it seems like anytime it starts at 50% or below early in the week, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it starts drying up.
Especially in the wintertime when the air's real dry around here. It's hard to really give you a solid number, but it doesn't look like things are going to be all that likely to happen on Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday back on the warming trend. So at least we'll have a nice weekend ahead as well. But it could be breezy at times, guys. Could be some cool breezes.
But it does look good. It does look good.
It's nice.
Okay, so the 12 Days of Christmas, we all know the song 5 Gold Rings, right?
Nice. Something like that.
Okay, so yeah. So 12 Days of Christmas, it doesn't actually start until midnight mass on the 25th.
See, I thought the 12 days led up to Christmas.
No. Okay, so in medieval times, they actually fasted for 4 weeks before. Okay, kind of like a Lent type thing.
Okay.
Because they were waiting for the birth of Christ. And then he gets born, and then they would go to midnight mass.
Got it.
Right? And then that would be the 12 days of Christmas.
And then it's pachanga time.
And then it's
like a toddler's birthday party.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the next 12 days.
Absolutely. And so what they did was, you know how in the old movies, you're always seeing them waiting till Christmas Eve to like decorate their tree and stuff like that? That's why. Because they didn't do any of that stuff leading up to. And then the 12 days ends on the Epiphany when the 3 wise men come to visit the Christ child on January 6th. So this year, there's a website that calculated the 364 presents in the 12 Days of Christmas song.
All right.
And it's up about 4.5% higher than last year. It's going to set you back.
I bet you it's tariffs.
It is. It's totally tariffs. $218,000.
Wow.
That's how much it would cost you to get all of those presents. And, of course, the 5 gold rings, most expensive.
And what costs the most? The maids are milking, right?
No. The 5 gold rings.
That sounds expensive.
Maids are down these days.
Maids are down these days.
Are they? Okay.
But the 5 gold rings, $1,600.
No tariffs. Because ICE is after them. That's why.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. Wow. Okay, and then the 9 ladies dancing, 10 lords leaping, 11 pipers piping, 12 drummers drumming.
Yeah.
They only went up about 5%.
Oh, yeah.
So you can save some money there.
And honestly, I don't know why that is because, without the drummers, you ain't really got a band.
Right,
Without
exactly.
somebody to hold that beat down.
You got to have that guy.
I really can't believe someone sat in their house and said, you know what I should do this Christmas? I should calculate how much it would be to buy all of those things from that song that we all sing in the second grade.
My whole thing is 5 gold rings are only $1,600. Where are you guys buying your gold?
Pawn shop.
I mean, apparently, because I'm thinking...
Pawn shop on Donovan. That's what they're getting. Don't ask where it came from.
We don't want to know how he knows.
I know.
All we know is that Renton's paid for the month, okay?
All I know is that Ian's got a girlfriend, and if I'm thinking $1,600 for 5 gold rings, I'm like, dude.
What a steal.
One for each ring.
You need to do some more time at work, dude.
You're going to Tom Brady the lady?
She's gonna look like Tom. Gonna look like MJ.
Yeah.
Yogi Berra had 11, so he ran out of fingers. I'm trying to be on that level. But, okay, lots to come in the next hour. Still got a whole lot of fun to get to. We're going to talk about what we're doing on KTSM 9 News today, which might be a little bit jarring.
What are we doing?
I know.
What the heck is going on here?
That is truly the question I have been asking.
It totally is. It totally is.
What are we doing? Okay, that's all coming up in the next hour. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Or something like that.
We're going to wrap.
Ends my KTSM 9 News Today starts right now.
Good morning. I'm Tricia Martinez. Welcome to KTSM 9 News Today. Who are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm Mike Martinez. No relation.
And we know you. You're Ian Roth.
I've been here before.
You
I
have.
know what's going on here. This is the news.
It is. It totally is. So the day has finally arrived. We're launching something new here at
Yes.
KTSM 9 News Today. Now, we're calling it the next step in the evolution of news.
That's
I don't know
not
what you
I'm
guys are
it.
calling
I'm
it.
calling it an experiment of some sort.
That's up to the viewer. That's,
I know, right?
that's up to the court of public opinion.
I'm pretty
Right?
sure we'll
Yeah.
hear about it.
I can't wait to read the social media comments a little later.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
That's sort of my favorite part of doing
I
this
know,
show.
right? Exactly.
You know?
So, of course, you're still going to get the news and sports with Ian,
Yep.
but we're adding a bunch more. We're got kind of mixing things up a little bit over the next couple of weeks and months, and then throughout, we're going to do the whole the old format part where you've got all the news, and we're going to keep you up to date on everything.
A little more casual here
but,
and there.
But we want to make kind of a difference in your day. So
As you
that's
can
what
see,
we're doing
I'm
here.
not wearing a tie today.
You
so
weren't.
it's a
I
little more
went with the
casual.
tie today.
Yeah. Well, you should. You're the serious guy.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
now.
You know.
For now. For this month, we're going to be serious. New year, new me, though. We'll see how that shakes out. Let's get to a look at what's happening outside, shall we? 40 degrees this morning here in El Paso. Yeah, it's a chilly one out there. I did not warm the car before I got out and paid for it dearly.
Dude, it's not that cold.
I've been El Pasoized.
I was just going to say, you're from Jersey. This
been-
is nothing.
You know what the high was yesterday in Jersey? The high, 45 degrees yesterday.
See? And you would have been in shorts if you were still in Jersey.
Yeah, I would have been
totally.
thinking, it's a beach day out
And
here
here you
today.
are talking about warming up your car.
His shorts and his Uggs.
You want to know something?
That's my look.
I know.
You know what? I have Uggs.
Yes,
I do. Not just the slippers. I got the boots.
I do too.
Oh, no.
Granted,
Yes.
they're the wife's boots that she no longer wears, but they're mine
man.
now.
Let me tell you something. You need them.
I have mine in black. What color are yours?
Mine are the classic brown.
Yeah,
like the
I've got
khaki brown.
I've got the
Yes,
tan.
I have one of
I've got
those.
the
They even
tan.
have a bow in the back. Again,
Oh.
they're my again. My
That's
wife doesn't wear those anymore.
fancy.
I wear those.
Well, you're going to need your Uggs in Las Cruces this morning. It's 30 degrees up there. It is a chilly start for them. A lot of folks down into the 30s here in El Paso County. Horizon, Socorro, Fabens, Tornillo, all at 37 this morning. And over on the west side, very, very chilly, 34 degrees down the I-10 corridor. And then up in New Mexico, almost below freezing in some places. Mesquite right on the number at 32 degrees. Let's get to our traffic report this morning. It is, in fact, 6 o'clock, which means we are looking at a picking up in some places. You can see around Spur 601 there on both the east and westbound side, starting to get a little bit busy at those interchanges. Busy on Montana Avenue where that intersects with 375. These are all pretty regular areas as to where we've been seeing some traffic in these last couple of weeks, especially over on Spur 601 as more people start to head out to post this morning. We'll take a quick run through of what we're looking at around the area. This is what it looks like downtown and over at the Bridge of the Americas, which at least so far has been pretty good. I'll have a look at what's happening out there on the east side in just a little bit, but let's go up to the Spaghetti Bowl real quick, and I'll show you what's happening there, and then we'll get a look at some TxDOT traffic cameras. Yeah, all good at the Spaghetti Bowl right now. I-10 Copia up on top of the Spaghetti Bowl, and at I-10 and Reynolds, all moving along quite nicely. Let's get a look at some of our TxDOT traffic cameras right now. Here is I-10 and Viscount over there on the east side. Yep, 6 o'clock, and there's more folks out on the roadways. That is typical. I think I see a little airplane taking off there in the back.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're going to find on these TxDOT traffic cameras, Mike and Trish. Truly, it is just talking about favorite parts of the show. I wait for something to pop up on the airport. One time we saw 3 guys doing something shady in the back of a truck. That is talked about many times on this show. I forget what someone said. They're like, one of our coworkers at the time said, looks like there's some construction work going on.
That's not construction.
I don't think it's construction work. I'm not sure that's
They're not
what
being
that
very
is.
constructive at all.
Constructive.
There's
What's going on?
nothing is being built here. Lives may be being destroyed. We'll see about that. Okay, what's coming up next?
Okay, I think we can pretty much all agree we'd do pretty much anything for a tasty treat. I know I would, but I'll follow you anywhere. But we've got a pup in Ohio who a tasty treat
Mm-hmm.
got him rescued. He's adorable. Wait till you see this puppy.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a cute puppy. That's a cute puppy. That's coming up in about 3 minutes right here on KTSM 9 News Today.
What are you doing? What are you doing, big boy? Huh? Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, man. That is like the cutest dog. Look at that dog.
Look at that.
Oh, man. That's a
Who's a
dog
good
that's
boy?
like, I just want to go home.
Who's a good boy?
He is a good boy. So that's a runaway dog in Ohio. And he got returned to his owner with the help of a neighbor and the Ohio State Highway Patrol through the use of tasty treats. I don't see a taco truck out there
Yeah,
or a
no.
free candy van. But yeah, he definitely has some tasty treats. So according to OSHP, the trooper spotted Rufus,
That's
the
his
lost
name,
dog.
Rufus?
Rufus.
I had a dog named Rufus.
You had a Rufus, right?
Yeah.
So he was blocking traffic, and he had to block traffic to corral Rufus until a neighbor came to take Rufus home. So the footage that was released shows, of course, Rufus bearing his belly in an attempt to evade capture. You can tell, because that's what dogs do when they want to not be captured.
That's what I do.
They totally bare their belly. Okay, you shouldn't put that kind of thing in people's minds at breakfast.
Whenever I'm in trouble, that's what I do. I just lay down, show my belly.
Don't do that.
Tickle it a couple of times. I'm good.
People are trying to eat
I'm
breakfast.
good.
Dude. That's terrible. So the rescuers thought that was really hilarious when he did that. You cannot.
No, you can't.
You can't go wrong with a cute dog story.
And so he had run away from where? Like he had just left the yard or something, and he was just roaming.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm free.
Yeah. And so, you know that's how dogs are. You got to go sniff everything.
Right. Yeah.
You can't sniff everything in your own backyard. You've done that already.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. How many times can you
do
do that?
Every now and then. Absolutely. I get that.
And hey, if somebody's going to give you a treat.
Well, yeah.
I'm
sniffing whatever you want mostly.
That is reason enough to leave your own backyard. Absolutely. So good for Rufus. He got rescued.
Yeah.
He's back home.
I love that.
All is well.
I love adorable videos like that. I know. What I'm not a big fan of is what they call rage-bait videos.
I know.
And that is the word of the year, by the way. You know about this, right? There's always a word of the year.
Oh, yeah, the Oxford people.
Even though, quite frankly, that's 2 words. And you know how I feel about things like that. All right? Don't call it word of the year if it's going to be 2 words.
Words of the year.
But it's rage-bait. And what does that have to do with videos? With videos like the one we're going to show you. Well, we'll tell you what it is and why it was chosen and why we can't stop watching these kind of things,
I'm
man.
guilty.
Speaking of, don't stop watching. KTSM 9 News Today.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me, huh? Hey, I'm a radio pro. I know how to do this.
Más las cruces.
Hi, I'm Maya Thomas with the Parks and Recreation Department. We're excited to invite you to our annual tree lighting ceremony here at the Plaza de las Cruces on Saturday, December 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us for an evening filled with live entertainment, local food vendors, and activities for the whole family to enjoy. All leading up to Mayor Eric Enriquez lighting the city's Christmas tree at 7 p.m. to kick off the holiday season. Right after the event, head over to the Rio Grande Theater for a special showing of Irving Berlin's White Christmas starting at 8 p.m. Admission is free and everyone is invited. For more information, visit the City of Las Cruces website or follow us on social media. We can't wait to celebrate the season with you, and we'll see you there.
Más las cruces.
Ready to make a fun meal for your family? Start with some Cheetos Puffs and cooked ground beef. Now add in 2 cans of diced tomatoes and some pickled chips.
Okay, that is rage bait. That video is like the definition of rage bait. And rage bait is the Oxford University word/words of the year. So it's basically that. It's designed to really make you mad or wonder what the heck is going on and why would somebody do that. That's what rage bait content is. And people do it and they make a lot of money doing that. That person, that content creator, thousands upon hundreds of thousands of viewers.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I know.
Thousands upon hundreds, huh?
I know, gazillions. And so, but that's what she does. She makes these horrible videos with this things people would not eat.
I think, Ian, you would be great at rage bait videos.
I am.
I think Ian would be great.
I rage bait the newsroom during the day.
Totally.
Like during just regular hours.
Yeah.
It's one of the true joys I have one of the last true joys I have in my life is rage baiting people. I'm glad that rage bait's getting some time in the sun.
Yep.
The other one that was under consideration was aura farming.
Aura farming.
Are you guys familiar with aura farming?
Oh,
Have you guys ever aura farmed in your life?
I'm not cool enough. I'm not cool enough to aura farm.
One time, but all I got was tomatoes.
I'm not very good at aura farming on the account that I am 5'3" tall. I think
5'3"?
5'3".
But you wear
should
it
report
well.
to the North Pole by now. What are you doing here?
Yeah, you're right. I've missed my shift.
Santa needs help.
At the North Pole. You can't aura farm, I think, if you're under 5'9". Just by default. There's like some prereqs to aura farming.
I see.
Yeah,
And what is aura farming anyway?
Well, it's sort of like just kind of doing really cool stuff nonchalantly, like out and about.
Acting
they
like
used
you're
to call that humble bragging. It's no longer humble
that's
bragging.
not what that
that's,
is.
Oh,
No,
that's different.
You're acting like you have like a mystique. You like walk into a room
okay.
and you know.
Like if we were sitting here and like Jeff Goldblum shows up,
Yeah.
and he would definitely just be like, be like an energy.
That vibe, man.
He's kind of like the founding father.
So,
of
so is
farming.
this aura farming?
A little bit.
Sort of.
We're getting there.
Yeah, you got to practice a little bit more.
Right,
a little
I
more.
see.
And the other one was biohack, and that's when you're like doing small things to like for your health,
Yes. Right.
changing your diet, but it can go way far afield. There are like older people who do blood transfusions and plasma transfusions from younger people.
Yeah, Ian and I have an appointment a little later this morning. So I can do some of that.
I'm doing whatever the opposite of biohacking is. I'm doing the opposite of that this winter. Biodestruction.
Yeah.
Give me all the cookies.
Oh no! Give me
Whatever's
all the
bad for me.
Tamales. Cookies.
Yes.
Cookies in tamales.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Covered with
fries on the
whatever that
side.
woman was making.
Yes.
See, rage bait.
I'll take 2 of those.
There you go.
Thank
There
you.
you
Well,
go.
this morning here in El Paso, 40 degrees is what we are getting to right now at the International Airport. 43 degrees across the way in Juarez. Looking at a nice day today. Going to be warming up a little bit. Probably about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than what we usually see during this time of the year. Though on Thursday, we are still tracking maybe a chance for some rain. But, it's just a tiny little chance.
It'll evaporate.
Most likely it will not show up here.
It's usually
in
when
the
it
county.
does.
Yeah.
Yes. It just in December, I don't know.
Just
Last
do it.
December, I can't remember us getting any precipitation at all. Actually, we didn't see any really snow in El Paso till the new year.
Yeah, that's when it always happens.
Like
That's
up in
when it always
Trans Mountain.
happens. Yeah.
And it's sort of like random, right? Like you'll be driving around, you're like, all of a sudden, like, I'm going to take Trans Mountain. And like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know.
Right?
It's snowing.
Exactly.
I don't have my snow tires on.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So it's the season for porch pirates, and coming up, we usually see them on the doorbell cams, but you don't really get that satisfaction of seeing them arrested.
Right.
Oh, we got one.
Oh, really?
We got one.
Okay.
We'll tell you all about her coming up on KTSM 9 News Today.
Ask Robert, sponsored by Truly Nolan Pest Control. This week's question comes from
Robert, how do you forecast the weather?
Excellent question. How do I forecast the weather? Well, as a meteorologist, I can promise you that no 2 meteorologists forecast the weather exactly the same way. So here's my style. First, I print up the current models. Second, I like to analyze the atmosphere graphically, looking at the layers over time, 9 days in fact. Next, I love the skew-T diagram. because it shares with me information about moisture and instability. Finally, I sit back and I synthesize or think about all of this data. Most importantly, though, experience. Weather is not an exact science, and experience counts. Thanks for your question. Now that's science made simple.
This segment is sponsored by Truly Nolan.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at some of your Tuesday morning headlines right here on KTSM 9 News Today. Advocates against food insecurity coming together to discuss what they call a years-long issue in the community. Advocates say Texas is the state with the highest rate of food insecurity in the nation, with El Paso being double the rate of the state. That's according to a presentation on hunger in the borderland given by Warren Goodall, the executive director for the Kelly Center for Hunger Relief. He gave that presentation during the El Paso City Council regularly scheduled work session on Monday. According to the presentation, the U.S. has a 12.8% rate of food insecurity. Texas is at 17.6%, and El Paso sits at 35%.
It's not a problem that happened yesterday. It's not a problem that happened because of COVID. It's not a problem that's happening because the government is cutting social services. It's a problem that's been consistent in our community for many, many years. So I encourage them to take a look at why. You know, why is El Paso having food insecurity at twice the rate of Texas, with Texas being the worst state in the country for food insecurity?
Well, according to his presentation, people who experience food insecurity are more likely to experience malnutrition and chronic conditions like heart disease and diabetes. Home surveillance footage leads to the arrest of a 55-year-old woman in a suspected case of porch piracy. Police say they arrested Raquel Arnabias last Wednesday in connection to a September 19th package theft case in West El Paso. Investigators with the El Paso Police Department say they used ring camera footage to help identify Arnabias. She's being charged with theft of property, and she's being booked into the El Paso County Detention Facility on a $5,000 bond. A Clint man has been sentenced to nearly a decade in prison for conspiracy to transport undocumented migrants. That, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Texas. Court documents say 19-year-old Jesus David Escareno, a.k.a. El Gerver, acted as the leader of a migrant smuggling cell operating in West Texas and New Mexico. The U.S. Attorney's Office says from July 2024 through February of the year, Escareno conspired with dozens of drivers to pick up and transport more than 100 undocumented migrants into the U.S. Escareno was arrested in April and pleaded guilty on September 9th. Sun Metro is looking at making some major changes to its network and routes by next summer. Today, El Paso City Council is hearing a presentation and discussing Sun Metro's planned system-wide route restructuring plan that is slated to be implemented in June of 2026. Now, under that plan, 13 routes would be eliminated, bringing that total number of Sun Metro routes from 52 to 39. Now, according to that presentation, the goal of the plan is to simplify service, increase frequency of buses, improve connections, reduce travel times, and create a foundation for growth and future development. We, of course, have more on this story over on KTSM.com. The city of El Paso is asking for an exemption to a new state mandate that would require the removal of Rainbow Street markings in downtown El Paso. Now, back in October, Governor Greg Abbott ordered cities and counties to remove any and all political ideologies from streets, saying they violate federal and state guidelines for road safety. The city is seeking an exemption from the Texas Department of Transportation, saying the existing pavement markings and temporary installations for community events are not political or a commercial and support roadway safety in high pedestrian environments. Well, soon people will have to pay more if they want to board a flight without a real ID or other acceptable form of identification. On Monday, the TSA announced that starting on February 1st, travelers will be charged a $45 fee if they do not have an updated ID card. Take a look. The agency will also require people to verify their identity through a biometric or biographic system. If they do not have a compliant form of identification, the TSA says the fee is going to cover the administrative and IT costs associated with the ID verification program and ensure the expense is covered by the travelers and not the taxpayers. The fee is non-refundable and does not guarantee verification. Now, if approved, the verification covers a 10-day travel period. The TSA also says those with a lost or stolen real ID or passport will also have to pay the fee. And the Food and Drug Administration is considering changes to its vaccine policy. The director of the agency's vaccine division told staff in a memo that at least 10 children died, quote, after and because of receiving the COVID vaccine. The memo did not include the children's ages or medical histories. Experts say that memo misuses data from the reporting system, and that system allows anyone, including people who are not doctors, to submit entries they believe are linked to vaccines. And remember, you can always stay up to date with our latest stories and all the latest weather conditions on our free KTSM 9 News app. More to come after the break right here on KTSM 9 News Today.
Good morning. Welcome back to KTSM 9 News. Today you're taking a look at a live look at Milano, Italy. That's one of the places you're going to be watching the Winter Olympics. I know I will be because I'm just a huge Olympic dork. But the question is, can we win the U.S.? Can the U.S. win the medal count? So, according to NBCOlympics.com, Norway has won the most medals at each of the last 2 Winter Olympics. Well, yeah, it's Norway. Hello.
Right.
But the retirement of several of their key athletes kind of puts that in doubt this year. Woohoo! Germany could be a contender with its strength in the sliding sports. I don't know what it's ice and snow.
Like downhill
They're all
sliding.
sports.
A lot of them are sliding sports.
Yeah, so the U.S. could challenge for the top spot with the help of some rising stars. Team USA has finished atop the overall medal count just twice in history, in 1932 and most recently in 2010.
I think that's what makes sort of the Winter Olympics interesting, is that the U.S. does not dominate some of these events. Like you get a really some good parity in a lot of these events, right? Like you kind of don't know who could come out on top. And now that what are we saying here? Now that Norway has decided that, you know what, maybe it's time for a year off, we might see some more parity. I am interested to see how Germany does, because you're right. Their bobsled team is very good. Their alpine skiing program is very good. But, of course, the U.S., very strong powerhouse in hockey, so we'll see how that goes. Canada could also get up there as well. Obviously, their hockey team, their luge team is very good. So a lot of ways this could go, I think, this year. I am interested. I think I've been telling you guys, I was not that interested in the Winter Olympics, but we were watching the summer ones a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Summer ones are just a different animal.
Yeah.
But the more they get closer, I'm like, okay, here we go.
I love I liked it better when we actually had an Olympic year, because now they're staggered.
Right.
It's every 2 years. It's so like in 2 years we'll have the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
I liked it better when it was an Olympic year because it was a big deal. It only happened every 4 years.
Yeah.
No,
but
it still
that's okay.
does, though, right? I mean, it's still every 4 years. It's just
but we get an Olympic every 2 years, which
Right.
I mean kind of waters it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, I watch every minute of the Olympics, all of it, start to
a
finish.
figure skating kind of guy when it comes to the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
My mom, big figure skating fan. I got into curling last Winter Olympics. I was on the curling.
That's right, curling.
I was on the curling
trend.
trend. And I love that they kind of just like look like normal dudes.
Yes.
They look like Norm from Cheers.
Holding a beer.
Totally.
You know,
their brooms.
Like you watch like the Summer Olympics and like the swimmers, they all look like Aquaman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like, this is just an unachievable reality
It's
for me.
true.
There should be more normal dude
Absolutely.
Olympic sports.
Normal Olympic sports, like cornhole.
Yes.
We need some more of that.
Cornholing, absolutely.
Beer pong needs Olympic beer pong for normal dudes.
Hey, they've got that breakdancing
They did
thing.
breakdancing once. Surely they can give
Cornhole
other
could not
sports
be
a
far
try.
away. Okay, coming up in about 3 minutes, we're going to talk about unused vacation. Apparently, like 60% of us, we don't even use all of the work vacation that we're given.
I started today, and I still haven't used mine.
I know, me neither. That's coming up on KTSM 9 News today.
details.
All right, welcome back. Your El Paso Honda Golf Index for the day is a 7. Let's get a quick look at what's happening with your forecast this morning. If you're just waking up, I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna be a warm and fuzzy morning, because it's not going to be. It's gonna be cold out there. The good news is that we're not seeing anything on the radar or the satellite, and I surpassed that. We might not see anything come Wednesday or Thursday either. Remember, we're watching maybe a system developing for Thursday that could pass over our area. But as more data has rolled in, that has decided to diminish and burn off. So we'll see how that shakes up for Thursday. But today, 68 degrees is what we're expecting. Some breezes in and around the area later this afternoon. This morning, though, pretty calm around the region. 10 miles an hour out in Van Horn. A little bit breezier there up in the Panhandle and through central New Mexico. But in southern New Mexico, looking good right now. Those gusts really sitting around the same as well. Not many people above 9 into the double digits. This morning, your 9-hour forecast looks like this. At 8 a.m., still not out of the 30s. Finally, we get there at 9. We're going to flip up into the 60s at 12 o'clock. And then you see it there. We will be warming up quite nicely after that. Nearly 70 degrees here in El Paso, though not quite. Just knocking on the door there. I think we're done with the 70s.
Don't say
Mike.
70s.
I think we're done with those.
I hope so.
I know.
I'm going to stick my neck out there and say we're done with the 70s.
Hopefully.
Let's take a look at the 9-day forecast real quickly. I'll break this all down coming up in just a little bit. But we're talking about vacation time.
Yep.
Apparently, people are not using all their vacation.
No. And
why?
Okay, so there's like 22 business days left in December.
But got to use them.
Got to use them.
If you can.
If your boss is not going,
no more.
No more. This is it, the end. So 60% of us, we don't use all of our work vacations.
That's crazy to me.
I know. And then half of us, when we do use our vacations, they say that they feel guiltier leaving their pets behind than they do leaving their kids behind. I got to tell you, I'm a crazy cat lady.
Yeah, you have become one.
And I feel terrible about leaving my poor kitty all by himself. I even have special light bulbs that I can turn off and on with my phone.
So at least he feels like there's somebody.
Yeah, and so he's not in the dark. I feel terrible about that.
I've been very good about taking my vacation days here, I think.
I think that's a good idea.
I use them all basically in one bulk because I'll go home in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
So just so you guys know, I will not be here for 2 weeks at some point during the summer. I'm letting you know now.
Okay.
So it's not blindsided.
Well, if we're still here, we won't be blindsided.
I know,
so thank you.
So here's the other thing about vacations. The millennials, which I think you're a millennial, right?
I'm right there on the edge.
Okay.
I was 97.
So millennials and Gen Zs, apparently almost half of you would take more vacation from work, but you need your mommy to plan it for you.
Where'd you get that data?
That was on the survey.
On what survey?
It's a survey from like a vacation, those vacation.com or whatever.
It's a very legitimate survey.
yes, they all are, aren't they?
But they say, that sounds like a millennial talking.
I'm a full disclosure, I'm on salary now. So I don't punch in hours, but if I was still punching in hours, I would not be using my vacation days.
Yeah, that's true.
I need the hour.
Sure.
It's been well documented that wages are pretty stagnant these days in terms of relativity to, cost of living.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of people, millennial and Gen Z, they're just like, I don't know.
Can't do it.
And then also we had this conversation weeks ago. Airline tickets are ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So even if I wanted to take a vacation, I got to spend all of my paycheck just to step foot on that flying tube.
Yeah.
Where I can get my peanuts. I'm not even treated nice.
Right. And now
I got
to dress better.
I dress up like this to get on the plane.
Wait a minute.
I mean, the nerve.
The nerve. It's my vacation. It's my time. But now
This is one of these entitled millennials.
Yeah.
Just get on the plane, man.
Man, just stop. You're not special, bro. Just get on
Just
the plane.
get on the plane.
Who cares? This is the first and last time I'm ever going to see you. I don't care if you're wearing underwear, sweatpants.
Just get on the dang
I just
plane.
want to go to Cancun.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
I care about the underwear.
Well,
okay, just so you know.
Because you never know when you're gonna have to slide
You
down that slide.
never know.
Next thing you know, you're internet famous. Oh my! It's 6:42. You're watching KTSM 9 News Today.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini.
And I'm Ashley Howard. Scan the QR code on your screen and get ready to save big.
We have massive Black Friday deals, items that always sell out. So scan that QR code to add to your cart right now and make sure you don't miss out on a thing.
So let's start in the kitchen, where Cook with Color is bringing serious upgrades. The 5.8 quart digital air fryer is a powerhouse that cooks fast and evenly. The clear glass basket lets you watch your food crisp to perfection. It's fully dishwasher safe, has 8 presets and temperature control from 175 to 400 degrees.
And for snacks on the go, the viral Cook with Color Snackle Box 2-pack, it is only $12.88 this Black Friday. It's airtight, organized, BPA-free, and perfect for charcuterie lunches, road trips, or a gift. It's practical, it is cute, and no wonder it keeps selling out.
Now, lighting your home for the holidays is just as easy with the Tizumi Solar Floodlight 2-pack. Motion sensing, 3 light modes, adjustable arms, 270 degrees of bright LED coverage, and weatherproof design. It's usually priced at $39.99, but right now, you can get them for $24.99. No wiring needed, remote included, perfect for driveways, porches, and backyards.
And if you're leveling up your wellness routine, FitRx has 2 of the biggest hits this season. The FitRx adjustable dumbbell is the star. With ranging weights up to 90 pounds, it is strong, versatile, and built for serious progress. The 90-pound set is usually $399, but right now you can save and get it for $179.99, or grab the 2-pack for $359.99.
And after that workout, you'll want to relax with the FitRx Muscle Massage Gun, lightweight and cordless with 4 targeted heads and 6 speeds. Usually $49.99, it's now $29.88. Perfect for relieving your back, shoulders, legs, or those tired holiday shopping feet.
And Family Fun gets a huge upgrade with Replay's multi-game tables. Right now, it is more than $100 off. Enjoy foosball, basketball, ping pong, slide hockey, chess, checkers, and so much more. Up to 13 games in one compact table.
All right, now let's take one last look at today's products. These are true Black Friday blockbusters. When they're gone, they're gone.
Load your cart right now. Do not miss out. Head to epicdiscounts.com or scan the QR code to scan, shop, and save with Epic Discounts by Best Reviews.
parade.
Welcome back to the new look of KTSM 9 News Today. I'm Mike, she's Tricia, he's Ian, and we all love Elf. Don't
Yes,
we?
yes,
We do. This is an Elf positive
It
podcast.
Is that why you did the woo?
That's why I did that.
The only
Yes.
thing you were missing was the jazz hands.
I can do that. Sparkles, sparkles. Yeah, but there's always a Christmas movie that everyone loves. And then there's people that just hate on it, man.
I have one.
What do you have?
One. I hate A Christmas Story.
Why do you hate that one so much?
You know what?
Not even the leg lamp? That does nothing for you?
Nothing. I just think it's kind of a mean-spirited in parts.
Not even the guy in the bunny suit? That does nothing for
No,
you?
that does nothing for me.
Shoot your eye out? Does nothing for
no.
you?
What
The
about
tongue
I've seen it once.
stuck on the lamppost
I've
does
seen it
nothing
once.
for
Can't
you?
stand any of it.
What about the Griswolds?
No, I can't stand the Griswolds.
What, are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, my God.
Interesting.
You know,
we didn't bring up the
My
Griswolds
daddy
at all.
says I'm his favorite.
I know he does.
I mean,
no. The only I like Christmas movies like It's a Wonderful Life. That's a
yes.
lovely movie.
Yes,
There's
Merry Christmas
and Elf.
movie theater.
Yeah.
I
There's
love that.
Some people that find that movie tedious, you know.
I know.
A lot of people don't like that one either.
I know, they don't.
One that I was looking at that people really don't like is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Well,
Why
yeah,
not?
because Santa's so mean.
He really is.
I mean, he
really
He
is.
is a curmudgeon in that
Yes.
movie.
He totally is.
They're
I mean,
like,
the
they
elves
sing
are
their
singing,
hearts out, right? And he's like, needs work.
I know, yeah.
I mean, dude.
Maybe he was just hangry.
You know?
There are some objectively bad ones, I think, like the third Santa Claus with Jack Frost.
Yeah.
That one's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Who made that movie?
Yeah, I know. They really did jump the shark on that one.
Some people are pretty polarized by the Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Oh, yeah.
That one's okay. That one's
I'll
okay.
sit through it if I
honestly.
have to, but that's not one I'm going to actually make an appointment to go see.
The Walmart Grinch I like better than I do Carrie's Grinch.
The Walmart Grinch.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
The Jim Carrey Grinch is sort of it's like an uncanny valley level of creepiness, I think. There,
I agree.
The lighting is very weird in that movie. It's like very dark and
It is.
dingy.
It is.
Like almost shot like in a musty sound stage. Like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
I
that
agree
one.
with you on that. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening with traffic this morning. We are getting into the busy hours now here about 6:30. Things looking good up in the northeast right now. US 54 moving along nicely. Loop 375 looking good right now. Over on the east side, things moving along good as well. This is a look at the interstate between I-10 and Airway down to I-10 and Lomaland. Still not quite that busy out there, though. It is only, 6:52 now. So we'll see that pick up in just a little bit, I'm sure. Probably around 7:30 when we cut into the Today Show. We will be there and seeing a little bit of a busier look. This is a look down in the Far East near the Zaragoza Port of Entry. Up there near Alameda, things looking good out there as well. We're seeing some backup around Spur 601 earlier this morning. I'm sure that is still happening out there, so keep an eye out for that if you're headed out to Post this morning up there. Let's take a look at some TxDOT traffic cameras this morning and where else we can find some action. Here's I-10 up at the state line in Anthony. Very quiet up at the New Mexico state line this morning. Maybe some people headed southbound, or I guess that's roadway eastbound towards downtown and El Paso, but things looking good at I-10 and Trans Mountain as well, just down the road. Pretty sunrise, though, looking good. Your El Paso Honda Golf Index for the day going to be a 7, and we'll have more right around the corner here on KTSM 9 News Today.
healthcare.
5, 4, 3.
All right, welcome back. You're watching KTSM 9 News today. Let's take one real last look at the 9-day forecast. 65 degrees, maybe as high as 68 in some areas here in El Paso on this Tuesday, 65 tomorrow. Then we really cool down on Thursday. Whether or not we get rain or not, it is still going to be chilly, not even touching 60 degrees. Then we're back on the warming trend, ladies and gentlemen. 62 degrees on Friday. Going to be breezy over the weekend, though it's not showing up on our 9-day. I can assure you things are going to be a little bit gustier than what we've been used to this week, but at least we'll see 66 on Sunday. Could be a nice weekend ahead if you got those outdoor plans shaping up. Maybe
Looks nice.
Folks going out shopping, getting the
Yeah.
Christmas shopping done. I still have not done mine. That's really bad. Got to get that done. But speaking of the 12 days of Christmas, maybe you can start shopping after Christmas because apparently we've got the whole thing wrong.
We do, actually. The 12 days of Christmas, people think it's leading into Christmas. It's not. Actually, in medieval times, they didn't do anything leading up to Christmas.
Because there was no reason for Christmas yet.
Well,
right?
yeah, because baby Jeebus hadn't been born.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have never made it in capitalist America.
Exactly. So they
They would have been
actually
appalled.
fasted for 40 days. And then at midnight mass, that's when the 12 days of Christmas started. And they basically pretty much partied for 12 days after that. Because, well, of course, you know, because they're from the lower valley. And that's what you do when the baby's born.
Exactly right.
Right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
A 12-day backyard party pachanga,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah. So, and like all the old movies, you know how they always like wait till Christmas Eve to do their Christmas tree? That's why. Because that's when the 12 days start.
I did wonder about that. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple of those where I'm like, what are we putting up the Christmas? You've missed Christmas.
On Christmas Eve.
Christmas is over by the time you get to
Nope,
Christmas.
that's when you're supposed to do
Too
it.
much work for just a couple of hours of enjoyment.
I know, or for just 12 days.
Yeah, which is why, mine starts in October.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So
You in the department stores.
Yeah.
$218,000, that's how much it would cost you to do all of the gifts in the 12 Days of Christmas song because they accumulate, right? So
yeah,
$218. Most expensive thing, 5 gold rings, $1,600. I have no idea where these people are buying 5 gold rings for $1,600.
$1,600. Timu. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But the tariffs from Timu, that could be bad. So maybe they're buying them domestically.
Yep.
They're probably gold-plated rings.
Probably.
That's why.
I'm thinking the 9 ladies dancing, 10 lords leaping, 11 pipers piping, 12 drummers drumming.
Yeah.
They only went up about 5%.
So how much
That's
for
not bad.
9 ladies dancing, though? I'm asking for a friend. For a friend. He's having a party.
Well, there's a couple of places that have closed down recently, so I'm thinking those prices are going up.
Looking for where does one find pipers piping?
I don't know.
Which website?
Or lords a leaping.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Well, it's been fun having you both on. Actually,
Hey.
how about this? Why don't we do this again tomorrow?
All right, let's do
that.
And then we can do it again the next day.
Okay.
And then we'll just do it for as long as they let us keep
All
doing
right.
it. Okay.
That's been my mantra ever since I started working.
I don't know. Our boss keeps walking around
as long
here.
as
I'm
the
thinking.
key works.
He is
Yeah.
stalking.
I
He's
don't
making
know.
sure everything is
Well,
in order.
I hope you've enjoyed the new look, and you will be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know?
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you back here at 12 if you're in for the news. But you can stick around in just a couple of minutes. These two are going to be chatting it up,
that's
having
right.
a little fun at 7 on Second Cup. So stick around for that.